Hey, for today's 5-minute video, we are going to go back in time 2 years again to when we looked at this chapter in an online youth night. Aren't you glad those days are over? So I'll see you again in a minute.
Peter turned around and saw behind them the disciple Jesus loved, the one who had leaned over to Jesus during supper and asked, "Lord, who will betray you?" Peter asked Jesus, "What about him, Lord?" Jesus replied, "If I want him to remain alive till I return, what is that to you? As for you, follow me." So the rumor spread among the community of believers that this disciple wouldn't die. But that isn't what Jesus said at all. He only said, "If I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you?" This disciple is the one who testifies to these events and has recorded them here, and we know that his account of these things is accurate. Jesus also did many other things. If they were all written down, I suppose the whole world could not contain the books that would be written. So, freshly armed with the new knowledge of his own future and faithfulness, Peter turns around and sees John. Peter and John had some friendly rivalry among the disciples. In fact, they'd raced each other to the empty tomb on Easter morning. Which John won? Which only gets mentioned in the gospel John wrote, for some reason. Peter's like, "So Jesus, how's John going to die?" "What's it to you if he doesn't even die? You follow me," is Jesus' response. Now, Jesus didn't actually say that John wasn't going to die, but just that it wasn't any of Peter's business. Jesus had told Peter about his own story, but he wasn't going to tell him about anyone else's. It's so easy to compare ourselves with others and their lives and what they're good at and how much people like them. Jesus would have us cut that out. Like he had Peter cut out wanting to know about, well, what's up with John? No, so Jesus, he wonderfully made you. He's calling you to follow him. Keep your eyes on him and not comparing yourself with other people. So John wraps up his gospel in these last two verses, saying that he was an eyewitness of what he wrote about, and that Jesus did so many other things that he couldn't possibly write about them all. And as we read about last week, Jesus promised to be with us always, even to the end of the age. So really, he's still doing stuff in the world, in our lives, calling us to follow him, and bringing fruitfulness to our activities.
So, 2022, Paul back, and we made it all the way through the Gospel of John, guys, 5 minutes at a time. So this is something that we started years ago now, when we couldn't do hardly anything together. And I am wondering if it's something that you still find useful or not. I know we get views, but I don't know what views mean. So, if this is something that you would like us to continue to do, DM me or give a comment, and we'll see. Otherwise, maybe this is something that's time has passed, and we can just do this kind of thing in person. So let me know what you think, and good to spend these 5 minutes of time with you going through some books of the Bible. See you guys.